I want to make one thing clear. I'm not one of those dudes who thinks someone buying a ticket means they can say and do whatever they want in the arena. If someone or a group of people is saying or doing derogatory things to a player, the WNBA absolutely should reprimand them. The NBA has taken action against these types of fans on a routine basis. But it's another thing entirely to launch a full-scale investigation based off a tweet from someone who wasn't even there. I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen something like this in my life. Twitter is a rage-bait platform where people will say and do anything for engagement. Why a professional organization would take actions based off a social media comment is absolutely beyond me. I could at least kind of understand if they did a quiet investigation based off what was being said on social media and didn't report anything unless they found something. But the fact they publicly announced an investigation based off no evidence is something the league should be embarrassed about. The WNBA and anyone on major networks that criticized Indiana for this owes the Fever an apology. There were even some analysts going as far as implying that Indiana is an unsafe environment for players, but later in the week, celebrating the Pacers' success. Make it make sense. There were a small amount of people being hateful and taking things way outside of basketball, but the vast majority of people talking crazy on social media aren't the ones actually paying tickets and going to the games. For any media member to imply it's a reflection on the majority of the fan base in Indiana is being completely irresponsible. If there is one thing I can kind of appreciate, it's that at least the league is admitting the fact they didn't find anything instead of trying to cover it up. We also saw Chiney Ogwumike apologize, which I'll link in the description, but something tells me not many people will follow suit. The worst part about this is, if someone at the game reports someone actually doing something offensive, but there isn't any video of it, no one is going to take it seriously because of how much of a disaster this has been. In an effort to look like they were helping out the players, the league have only made things worse. But I'll spend the rest of the video talking about actual basketball. Paige Bueckers went home to Connecticut and absolutely dominated. She had 21 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, and she shot a ridiculous 80% from the field. Paige Bueckers before this game was shooting 33%. But Dallas had the toughest opening schedule out of any team in the league. This is the second year in a row the #1 pick has had a disproportionately tough opening schedule. I'm hoping this doesn't become a trend. Paige did a great job creating for others in the previous games. She just needed her shot to start falling. And that's exactly what we saw against Connecticut. And I think this is just the beginning. It would be one thing if in the earlier matchups if Paige was getting blocked and constantly getting the ball stolen from her. But that wasn't the case. She was missing shots that we've seen her make in her sleep at the collegiate level, which is why I think the performance she had against Connecticut will happen with more regularity. Maybe not going 8 for 10 from the field, but we'll definitely see plenty of games where she's scoring 20 points while facilitating for her teammates at a high level. I was seeing some rookie rankings that had Carla Late and Janelle Salon being better than Paige Bueckers, and the whole time I'm like, are we just going to completely ignore the strength of schedule? While Carla and Janelle were going against the Mystics, good team, not great, and played against the Sparks who play zero defense, Paige Bueckers was playing against legit title contenders day in and day out. When the Valkyrie rookies finally went up against one of the top teams in the league, they got locked up. This isn't anything to be concerned about, they are rookies. But they don't belong in the same conversation as Paige Bueckers. It's crazy because I'm a Notre Dame fan, so if anything, I should be Paige's biggest hater. But I've been defending her a lot the past few months. Paige has been under a lot of scrutiny, especially when it was announced Dallas got the #1 pick. But I think she will continue to prove the doubters wrong and keep balling out. But that's it for this video. There will be some more WNBA videos this week, and there will be some college videos next week. As always, thanks for watching.